Welcome to the 20-minute podcast with your host, Tony, and myself, Alex. Today, we're going to be talking about some insane things. So I recommend you stay and watch the entire podcast. The first thing that we wanted to talk about was 50 Cent's son. Honestly, I forgot his name. Marquise. So Marquise basically is the most insane kid I've ever seen. I don't know if he's a kid anymore. He sounds pretty old. But he is very spoiled.
Okay, so 50 Cent's son, Marquise, talks about how he cannot live his life the way he wants, right? Because he's only making a measly $6,700 a month, which is more than most people working a job, 9 to 5, right? So, okay, cool. Yeah, so, no, he came from the fucking rat hole, okay? So, we know that, and we've seen his success is, you can't hide it. He's in video games, he's in yeah,
Which one?
Bulletproof.
What?
For the first generation Xbox, yes.
Holy shit, I don't think I heard of that one. Holy shit.
Yeah, so he's made a couple video games. He's
Put it here.
Yep. Right somewhere right here. So he's also made movies, right? He's made music. That's the main thing. He's made partnerships, brand deals.
Water.
Vitamin water. That's right. Just even water by itself. Yeah, and then he's even he's been everywhere. He's just paid. If you're gonna see 50, you're gonna get paid.
Oh,
I mean, you're paying him, no matter what.
He was at the Super Bowl halftime. It was 50, Snoop Dogg, and Dr. Dre, and Eminem. I think.
Oh, really? They were all together.
And Kendrick, yeah. Yeah, at the halftime at the Super Bowl. I don't know how much they paid them, but holy that was a big one. So.
Okay. Yeah, that was crazy. Where was the Super Bowl held at?
I have no clue because I might upset some people, but I don't give a shit about football. I tried following it. I am following it right now, but she's like, we just lost like 50% of America. Yeah.
We're in it for the bets.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, gamble.
Gamble.
Yeah, not yet. But yeah, I don't know where the Super Bowl was at, but yeah.
No, that's it. I mean, what would you do with 6,700 a month? How would you build up from there?
How do you build up from 67? There's people that never build up to 67. Yeah.
You're already starting from the top, huh?
Yeah. You already started at, like way over.
Yeah,
you're already way over over the finish line, dude. Yeah, the finish line is here's the beginning, here's the finish line. You start right here if you have $6,700 a month by not doing anything. Because then now you can even if you get a part-time job, you have an extra freaking $20,000 a year, right, just for doing a part-time job. So, yeah.
So how would you do it then? How would you, I guess, build wealth from there with that money?
Build more from $6,700. That's a tough one. So
that's impossible.
Huh?
That's impossible.
Yeah. So
according to his son.
Well, it depends. If it was me, I would just buy a bunch of equipment to record more shit and make more videos. Maybe save up down payment to buy a house, the basic stuff that you can do. Buy a house, properties. But if I was 50 Cent's son, I'd probably just use the connections, everybody that you know, and then just like collect a bunch of money, buy properties. I don't know, build a studio for music, hire because he could promote people. He could just like make a business promoting people just because he is 50 Cent's son. Like, he'd just be like, hey, Dad, can you shout this new artist out? And then that's his record label right there. Easy. I would think so. Or maybe it sounds easier said than done. But yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, what about not being 50 Cent's son? You are only making $6,700 a month with a measly $6,700 a month with where you're at right now. What would you do?
Well, I mean, it's because the thing is, that's a good living. I mean, it depends. Like, what if you want to grow your money?
You're broke at that point.
Yeah, like you really can't because you just like after living, but you're living a good life, good living, expenses covered, everything for $6,700 a month. But then like you don't have capital to invest, so you can't really do nothing but I guess save up money, and get a better job, educate yourself, get a better skill that pays you more money. But even if you don't want to do anything and just quit at life, $6,700 a month, you're set. Like, that's a good life. You don't really need more than that. That's crazy. Yeah. That's like $80,000 a year. Yeah.
$80,000 a year. How hard did you have to work in the past for 80,000? I never made $80,000 a year. How about you?
It's the same. The fuck. Never. I've
Okay.
never even gotten close to that ever.
Not yet, right?
Not yet. We will though.
We will.
With the help of you guys.
That's
Hopefully
right.
with the help of you guys.
But yes, we're all helping each other out here. Let's go. So
What was it?
next thing we wanted to talk about. Well, let's keep going with this because I don't know.
Because we had Jeffrey Dahmer, 50 Cent's son, Drake, and I forgot what the other things that we had, but we gives it, yeah. You can take it over.
So right here we have written down some good actors we wanted to discuss. Some are Jim Carrey, Heath Ledger. He played the Joker in Batman. He he is something else, and then we have Jeffrey Dahmer, the actor as well as the actual killer, as well as the. Cut. He's out there killing that bitch. Okay. And we have Netflix, cheaper. Okay. So yeah, a couple of topics we have is Netflix.
I'm asking a question, then you take over. Let's talk about why do you think? Okay, so the hot thing right now is the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary on Netflix. It's crazy. I think it's like the second most viewed show now on Netflix. I think number one is probably Squid Games, which Mr. Beast took over, which is crazy. But it's why do you think people love or are obsessed with serial killer shows, and why is that show crazy? I haven't seen it, by the way.
That is a very good question. I think people are obsessed with these shows because everybody has, like, they have a good side, they have a dark side, and and nobody likes to admit that, but I feel like everybody has a dark side, the third self that isn't seen to everyone, the self that they keep to themselves, and the one that you would never bring out to the world because you're like, that's crazy. Who would say that, or who would think that? No, but that's not acceptable, right? So I feel like that watching that somebody be free at that is just very interesting to people, or it's attractive because they can relate, or maybe just to understand how their criminal mind works, or maybe they're just fascinated by him, or maybe they just got recommended. Who knows? Maybe something as simple as they just got recommended to them by a friend. Who knows? But I think it has a lot to say. There's more coming out, like the one that they displayed at the end of the show. I don't know if you know this, but since you haven't watched it, at the end of the show or during the show, they showed another guy that was doing the same thing that was coming out on the news, because Jeffrey Dahmer was getting fan mail in jail, appreciating him from fans about, like, I love you and this and that. Exactly. Yes, that's crazy. Good thing you mentioned that. There's also that sexual attraction to serial killers, as well as the bad guys. If they're, especially when it comes to attractive looking males, like we saw that guy that came out a few years back, the bald guy that had like blue eyes and he was tied it up and everybody loved him. And then it came out that he was like had no teeth and stuff.
I remember that.
Yes.
Guy in the orange jumpsuit or
Right. So that's what I'm saying. There's always that attraction to something that you probably shouldn't do, so that curiosity, it's not always positive.
That is crazy.
But the other thing that I was gonna tell you is that in that show came out another guy that would dress up as a clown and do the same thing as Jeffrey Dahmer, just because he saw Jeffrey Dahmer do it, so he was open to it. It's ridiculous. Now that guy has his own series on Netflix just as Jeffrey Dahmer. Yep, that's the guy, right? And I feel like that's the same thing with the killings, the shootings that you see, the serial shootings that you see out in public. I feel like it's the same thing. The more that people are open to seeing it, they can visualize it better in their head and act on it. And I don't want to get into this because I don't want to get censored here. But anyways, skirt. So speaking of Netflix, we'll go on to a brighter side, right? Woo, sunshine and rainbows. Okay, so going back to the topic of Netflix, you're telling me that they're gonna be cheaper now with ads. Does that mean it's a light version of it, or does that mean that Netflix is changing completely?
I think I haven't even looked a lot into it, but yeah, from what it sounds like, it's pretty crazy. So they are, so right now, how much do you pay? Do you know? Remember how much is like $20 a month for Netflix
Before tax.
before tax? It's crazy. I remember, yeah, because I deleted my account after they pulled The Office from there. They messed up. I remember they had The Office on there and they pulled it off, and so it was like $10 a month. So basically, with the new way of business, they would reduce it. I'm guessing to either free or like $3 or $4 a month, like Peacock and all these other apps, and then they just blast you with ads, which like sucks. Get YouTube Premium. I don't know. I don't even know if I can promote YouTube Premium, but I have YouTube Premium, so I have like no ads on there. Like I just watch.
I'm very jealous.
It's like it's $20 a month, and it's like for four devices. So I have like my whole family there. It's worth it. But basically, it would be something like that where like I think for Netflix they'll probably drop the price for like $5, and you'll be able to watch everything or for free and watch everything on Netflix for free. But you get blasted with ads like every 20 minutes or every like 15 minutes. You get like you're watching a Netflix show, and then you'll get blasted with an ad, and like a 10, 15, 20-second ad. And then that's how they would make their money with the ad revenue, like YouTube.
Okay.
Like YouTube is free, but YouTube makes money with the ads, all the ads that come up on the, like if we put ads right here, it would come up an ad, whoop, and they would have to skip it, and yeah.
Okay, so what you're saying is there's gonna be subscription versions of it, right? There's gonna be different levels to it, different tiers, I guess you could say. Okay.
Because right now you have no ads on your Netflix.
No, right.
But you pay $20, so there would be an option to pay less, or free, like 100% Netflix free. But you're just gonna have, instead of watching your Netflix show with no ads, you're just gonna have a lot of ads.
You said Netflix for free. I think he's living in 2030.
That's yeah. I mean, that's basically what the move is. Yeah.
Eventually without ads. Imagine that.
No, boy, no, because they gotta make money somehow. Can't do that.
They gotta do it the old way.
Yeah, they're not gonna make money off a subscription. You know.
No, yeah, of course. Actually, I've been thinking of like I would like to make any business in my mind. I'm always asking the question like, how could I make that subscription based? For example, barbershop. It's so expensive to get a haircut. How much does it cost you? I've paid up to 40 on a haircut.
$40? Damn, that's inflation. I don't even know, dude. Well, I don't know if you can tell, but I haven't gotten a haircut in like 2 years.
Looks like you've been hiding in a cave, sir.
Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, I live in a cave. But yeah, no, I haven't gotten a haircut in like 2 years. And last time I did get a haircut, it was like $20 because I only got it like, I just kind of like leveled.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but it's just long as hell.
Okay. Yeah, so
$40 is crazy.
it's because I did give like whatever tip, like a $10, $15, because I really like the way that this kid would take the time to do all the details, and like he would really take his time, right? So I feel like his time needs to be appreciated. But this last time I just cut it myself. It was like yes. So I was tired of it hanging over my eyes, right? Because I would be working and it would slow me down having to do this, or it would get your fingers get caught and all this other stuff. Guys with long hair, what's up. But it sucks. But anyways, I got tired of it, so I just, grabbed the scissors, went in my girl's vanity mirror. Okay, so I leaned over like this, just started cutting away, whatever was too long.
That's crazy because it doesn't look bad.
Thank you. It's actually just fluffy in some areas. I just need to trim it more, but I mean, it's fine for what I need it for, But so I was thinking, like, if I owned a barbershop, right? Because if you ever think about a business, you're like, how can I own it? That's the dream in America, to own a business, not a home. That's what they sell you, but the real dream is to own a business, to be free. That's freedom. But anyways, what I'm saying is, any business, I ask the question, how can I make a subscription base? So I've been thinking of the barbershop. The barbershop, let's say instead of spending, I don't know, $30 every time, how about it? Yeah, how about it's $5? No, no, no. How about let's say it's $50 a month, but I'm allowed to go 4 times. You know what I mean? I can go once a week and keep it trimmed up, look fresh always, not worry about it, or even have the barber come to me for an extra price, right? But subscription based and by appointment, so that way it's easy and you're not rushing. So the barber gets a good, hourly pay with your gratuity. It's a great deal. And if you have enough great barbers, yep, yep. And if you have a good ambient, it makes pieces everything together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Get an app too. Build an app for it. Yeah. I like both of those. I like both of those. Um, Talking about subscription based, something that would be cool would be for us to create exclusive content.
I got
What?
distracted because I was over here picking my drink.
Yeah.
Picking my nose.
So my idea is.
I'm so sorry.
You get
Okay.
it.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on those two?
Yeah, those ideas are cool. Those ideas are cool. I mean, talking about subscription based, something that would be cool that I would like to do would be exclusive content. Like we can make real good like effort, like put a lot of effort and make like exclusive content that, let's say, they can actually do pay on YouTube, like on the YouTube channel. Eventually, we're gonna have a members option where like they can click join, and for like $5 a month, they can get access to exclusive content that nobody else has access to. Yeah, and then on YouTube, and then on that we don't have to worry about anything because it's not public. It's not. We don't have to worry about ads. So you can say anything, you can post anything. Like it's literally like it's like OF's like YouTube's version. But basically that's like so it's basically like a subscription. Well, it is a subscription based content. So like if we just give them like 4 videos a month exclusively uploaded to that members channel, they have access to that. They pay their $5, $10 a month, and then the higher they pay, there's more perks. Like you can even charge like $30 a month, and they can give us ideas to like. They can direct the channel. They can be like, hey, I want you to talk about this one time, or we can be like, fuck you, like you just pay $5 and that's it. Like you don't have no input. But there's like, yeah, we'll explore that later. But yeah, once we get those 1,000 subs, you can have members. So yeah, I would like to do subscription based content. So we can be uncensored. It could be anything. We could be drunk. We can be trying comedy there. We can try to mess around. It could be us vlogging things that we can't show on here on the, on public, that we have to censor ourselves. At least 5 minutes of video.
Yeah, bro. Let me ask you something. What are some of what would you apply the subscription based ideas to in your world? What are some of your ideas in your head?
Like what type of content or
What type of subscription based business? Like for me, I picked barbershop, which you don't usually see, or a coffee shop, which you don't usually see. What type of traditional business would you like to apply subscription based, or could you see yourself being profitable as subscription based?
I don't even know. I would have to think about it. I don't even know what kind of business subscription based. Maybe like food, like a restaurant, like subscription.
Having coffee delivered, dude.
Yeah, I mean, coffee is always king. Everybody loves coffee. You just have to create like a trendy brand. But maybe, yeah, like food, like you just pay a monthly fee and then you can access like McDonald's all day. I don't know. And now this next topic is pretty interesting. So one is Kanye West and the other one is Steve-O. So Kanye West on one hand, I don't know if he's going crazy or not. I don't know. I don't know what his meds situation is, but I think he probably is off his meds. You guys let me know what you think on the comments below. But I think he's off his meds for sure, doing this for attention. I haven't heard anything about like the Kim Kardashian like situation. I could even see them like making this whole thing up. This is how crazy I think the Hollywood people are. Like I really do think they are like a whole different like. They're so far removed from reality that they would do stuff like this. Like, I don't even think they do it. I think it's like managers too. Like their managers are like, hey, we have this option here. You can cause this whole chaos with Kim Kardashian and do this whole thing. You can wear this shirt and then it'll cause this whole thing. And I don't know. Or maybe I'm just giving them too much credit and they're really all that stupid because I don't know. He's crazy, dude. It's pretty wild. I know that he like made up with Drake and they performed a song together and all that stuff. But do you remember when this was a pretty crazy situation that I forgot about when Kanye dropped that one song out of, if you remember, it was called, I forgot the name of it, but it was like Tickety Scoop, Big Spoop, Big Titty Scoop. It was like a basically like a troll song. It was like a badass beat. It was like a badass beat, and then when he was like, Kanye dropped the song, he was like, "Oh, this beat though, but this beat though," and then he like immediately think he was about to rap, and then he was like, "Boop, this scoop, big this scoop, put the doop this scoop," and everybody was like, "What the fuck? Like, what was that?" And then later on, Drake gave that interview. I forgot with who, but it was like he was like his own on his own channel, and then he talked about how he had an agreement with Kanye that Drake was gonna help him with the album, and that Kanye was gonna give him that beat to Drake. Okay. It was called "Lift Yourself," I think. "Lift Yourself" by Kanye. But that beat was a sick ass beat. Because of all of that, Drake had already written to that song. He already had the everything written to that song for that beat, and then Kanye just released it as a troll, like just to troll him. And then Drake was talking about how like he was like, man, when he dropped that song, I was like, bruh. And it was like, bruh, like to do stuff like that, I don't know, like it takes like he's off for sure. I mean, J. Cole dissed him when he dropped that song when he was like, when he I forgot what that. It's like 5 years ago, when he was like, he's tough. He can't even look into the mirror lately, and then he was basically saying that he's falling off because like he was so big at some point, and he was like big ego now was in charge. He was my hero, maybe, yeah, something like that. So that was a sick ass song, basically exposing him to. Yeah.
And he certainly has been doing things out of the ordinary. Like he had that meltdown a couple years ago. Um, then what was the next one after that? The MAGA hat.
Yeah, that was a big one.
In the White House, correct?
Yeah, for sure.
And the most recent one would be the White Lives Matter shirt, accompanied by a girl, opposite color shirt, white and black. And then the black letters on the girl shirt read "White Lives Matter," same as his on the black shirt, white letters, "White Lives Matter." So that's the big thing going on with him right now. Frankly, I don't know why he would do that. I don't know if it's for the clout, or maybe he wants to make a political statement. Who knows? Or maybe he's just feeling like he's God or something, like the king. I don't know, but yes, but oh well. I mean, if the man's expressing himself, he's expressing himself. I just, I don't mind people expressing themselves. So I don't mind him, but some of the things that he does, I don't agree with. But hey, we all love his old music. We can all agree on that.
Yeah, I mean, I like him mainly for that. But once things get political, it's like why do we got to get into this? Like, I respect anybody who they can do whatever they want. But yeah, like I don't think we'll ever get political on this channel. I don't think we'll ever. Yeah, maybe not. Nah, never. Just keep it chill, entertaining. That's how we do it. Just politics. It's important, but not here. This is YouTube, baby.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, we're just pretty much testing this video out, and we'll see where we go from there.
Yeah, if you guys somehow already made it this far, I don't know why you would, but we're just chilling. But subscribe, leave a like, comment below, because we're gonna be doing this thing heavy. We're coming at you heavy, so expect us a lot. So subscribe. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. We're gonna be getting into a lot of adventures. It's gonna all start right here, baby, and it's gonna lead to all kinds of places all over the world. This is gonna get interesting, but with different projects.
Let us know what you guys think about the background too. That looks pretty nice. Or what? We're gonna be testing out different studios. This one is a $10 million studio, but we were thinking about stepping it up a little bit. Maybe we don't know. We'll see.
That's right. Oh wait, let's talk about Drake real quick. Let's talk about Drake. So, okay. So let me just say, I have to give it to the man. He is a money making machine. He cannot breathe without making. Every time he exhales money, dude. This guy is a money making machine. Lean, mean, money making machine. Everywhere he goes, he's making money, even if it's just for entertainment purposes. If it's just for fun, he's getting paid no matter what, and he's making money. But anytime he sleeps, he already probably made $1 million. While we're working our butt off for whatever we make. But anyways, you got to give it to him because that takes another level of dedication. Most rappers do not have that. Like Migos and all the new trap rappers, they do not have what it takes. You know, they all kind of have a similar beat. That's what was so special about back then. You know, it was the fact that everybody was different around the Snoop Dogg era, around the Tupac and the Biggie era. You know what I mean? Everything was different. So that was so the interesting about it. You put your own taste to it. You make your own shit. And even though Drake doesn't make all of his songs, he does have some help from songwriters. Honestly, I don't disagree with that. Let me tell you why. I don't disagree with that because it's changing the game, it's revolutionizing the game. It's leaving old ignorance from the old game behind in the past. And what I mean by that is nowadays you don't, if you want to make music for your fans, don't you want help to make it better? Don't you want refinement? You need a team, right? If you want to go far, you make a team. If you want to go fast, you go alone, right? Well, Drake has done both. Alone, now he's working with the team, so now he's going wide and volume. So you got to give it to him. You know, he's superior to other rappers in the same way. Just numbers, you know, nobody's better than anybody else, but numbers. And I feel like he's like the next Jay-Z, you know what I mean? He's if he doesn't have a billion already, he's well on his way. And let me just his house, the 100 million mansion house is ridiculous, dude.
Plane too. He has a huge airplane too. Yeah.
That was gifted for free and customized for him, and he got wrapped like the next day.
It's insane. Yeah, it's crazy. That's a great point actually that you brought up that if you want to be cuz you could be the best lyricist, you could be the most talented, you could be the most talented rapper, the best lyricist with the best bars and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, if your goal is to write the best bars that 1,000 people are gonna hear, that's fine. But if your goal is to, because Drake also writes too, like he fucking writes, he writes a lot, like that's no doubt, like he's legit at that too. But if you want to take it to the next level, like he can stay doing what he does forever, or like do what he's done, which is evolve with the times. Like every single year is a hitter. Like he knows how to, and what they said with the team, with whoever, either somebody helps him write, somebody that's younger and says like, hey, this is what's popping now. Right. But he listens to that. He's not like, no, like this is my style. I'm only doing this. No, like he's always on the business side of it, which is, yeah, there's no doubt that Drake is like number one. Like it's insane. Like numbers is it's just insane. It's Drake for sure all day. So I do wonder what's like when he's gonna drop a next album. It's gonna be pretty interesting.
Hey, just two more things to comment on that. Okay. So one thing I've noticed about Drake is he's literally made himself millions talking about his stories, his personal life stories. I feel like there's so much power behind a story, and Drake has took full advantage of that, and it's proof. You know, everything that he's talked about, he's done in his songs. If he talks about doing something, he's gonna do it in person. There's no questions asked. He just does it. And another thing that I wanted to talk about revolutionizing the game is like with Tekashi, dude, how it happened that everybody's shaming him for snitching, but let's be real. If you don't do that, if you really believe that not snitching is better because you want to be loyal to your boys instead of to yourself, that's ridiculous to me. That's crazy talk. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Because if I was put in his situation, I would have done the exact same thing, homie. It's not about being loyal to your boys. It's about being loyal to yourself. Especially not to those homies that were betraying you. Why would you be? That doesn't make sense to me. People are shaming him for talking, right, for snitching, but those guys were not only stealing a lot of money from him. The guy was fucking his wife or his girlfriend. I mean, at the time, his baby mama. He was fucking his baby mama, and I think they fucked him up a couple times too. And they were just taking advantage of him. I think the main reason he had them around is to look tough. You know what I mean? To show that he was in a gang, to be real, as they say. But that kind of backfired on him. But I feel like that's an old way of thinking. You know, that's For me, that's what I think of Pueblo talk. You know what I mean? This small town talk, small town mind of no, you shouldn't snitch. No, to the grave. Fuck that. Fuck that. Because at the end of the day, you only got yourself. So why are you gonna, pretty much end your life for other people?
That is very true. Yeah,
What are your thoughts?
I agree with that. So yeah, no, I agree with that. I would have done the exact same thing. Exact same thing, especially if I was around like similar people. I think I would have I would have snitched too, dude. I would have been like, where do I, who, where, like, and the interesting thing about the whole thing is that he didn't want to take. I'm guessing he didn't take like the thing where they redo your whole life, protected custody or whatever. I don't know what it's called. So then they're gonna flame me for this unless I can remember and edit it out. Yeah, there you go. I'm just gonna leave all that in. Yeah, and witness protection program. Yeah, we're both gonna get fucking lit. Yeah, I don't think he wanted to take witness protection program or whatever. And the interesting thing is that the reason why, so I forgot where I heard it, but the reason why nobody would ever go after him, and well, they could, but the reason why they wouldn't so easily is because he's being watched by the Fed. So he's like a Fed snitch basically, which is like, yeah, I would have done the exact same thing, but technically you have to check in, you have to keep like informing and all that stuff. So that's a trip thing to think about. That in a way, not somebody's just gonna go and like do something to him because they know that they're gonna get like got caught right away. Not saying that nobody would just for to do it, but still, like there's videos of him like with no security, like with his hands, like Tekashi comes out of his Lamborghini and he has like his hands on like a little bag, so he's just like, and I think some guy is telling him on his phone. He's like, "What up, 6ix9ine?" And then this guy's like, he's just like going into the store like all panicked with his hand in the little satchel thingy. Yeah, and I was like, "Oh damn!" So he has to be strapped. He has to be strapped all day, just in case somebody wants to do something. So that's a crazy life. But I mean, he grew up. I mean, he blew up fast. That's what happens. That's that type of fame. I don't know what. We're gonna close this out. I mean, if you're listening to this at this point, thank you. That's crazy. For sure, subscribe for sure. Leave a comment, leave a like, all that stuff. I'm telling you, we're gonna be coming in hot at least a few times a month for now, but then we're gonna be ramping it out to goddamn weekly just for you guys because that's crazy. We're gonna see how long this one is, but anything you want to say, Tony, for closing it up, and then but that's it for me. See you guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming, Alex. And second of all, I just want to thank you guys for watching. And we're going to do our best to keep refining and keep developing and just bring the best value and the most entertainment for you guys. Thank you very much.